us are guilty of that. All right, so trying to move. My view is blocked a little bit. There we go. So will you run out of resources to give if you do this? Absolutely. Energy, enthusiasm, motivation, they're not bottomless wells. So we have to take action to refill our reserves by prioritizing your health. When you put yourself first, you make this a priority and a regular ritual. And as a result, you're better able to perform at your optimum level. So what's the price of you that you pay for putting yourself last? You know, what do you deserve? What does your family deserve? What do your clients deserve? And what would happen if you put your workouts and your healthy eating first? So if you put your workouts first, what you think will happen? Your spouse will divorce you, you'll get fired from your job, your kids will ask, where's mom, where's dad? There's no way you'll be able to find time to do what you're currently doing and work out and still be an awesome parent, spouse, role model, all that stuff. So what will actually happen is you'll improve your time management. You'll have more energy from your workouts, which is going to improve productivity at work and increase your earning potential. You'll feel more confident and become a better leader, which increases your chances of promotion and increases sales at work. You look better naked, and your spouse can appreciate that. Your kids will also be inspired and want to be strong like mom or like dad. So people learn to adapt and get over the new way, the new choices that you're doing. Apologize, got a clicker delay on this. So go back one. Oh, uh-oh. There we go. All right, so what if you put eating healthy first? So what you think's gonna happen? You're gonna go broke because healthy food's expensive. You'll spend all your time cooking and cleaning, and your family's gonna feel abandoned. Your friends and family will disown you from unusual eating patterns. The people that you know at the fast food places are gonna forget your name. So what actually happens is you're gonna save money because eating out is expensive. You're gonna save time cooking, which improves your ability to manage time more efficiently. Your kids are gonna be able to eat healthier, which that's a huge one right there. And after you explain to your friends and family your goals, actually have that conversation of what you want, why you want it, they'll support you and be inspired by you to reach their goals as well. Because anytime you start to make a significant change like that, at first, people are gonna hate on it because they don't understand it. And you're doing things outside the norm of what you normally do. But once they see like, okay, this is for real, then they start to pay attention. And ultimately the people that hated on you at first will ask you for advice. So ask yourself, what's the cost of making changes? And then what's the cost of not making changes? And are you just making people happy at the expense of your health? And is it okay to let your family and friends hurt you? Some of these questions are deep. So when people realize what's going on, they'll be supportive. They'll get over those initial humps. People will be temporarily inconvenienced. People might get fussy for a minute, but they'll get used to it, and everyone will benefit in the long run. You, your family, the people that you are increasing your capacity to care for and be there for. So there's a reason why when we get on a plane, they tell us, they say to put the mask on the kids first or yourself first. Yourself. Why do they say that? Because you are the one that is capable of taking care of them, and you have to take care of yourself first. So action steps. Don't miss workouts. Make it happen. Even if it's something 5-10 minutes, you just got to do at the house. Get it in. Make it happen. Keep the routine going. And consume healthy calories that allow you to reach your goal. So, and you can say no to any obligation that would keep you from getting enough sleep or working out. Sometimes it's okay to say no. All right, so group activity time. How have you put yourself last in the past? What was the cost? How will you put yourself first? And what will be the benefit? So since I have not talked to him in a while, Luis, I'm going to put you on the stand first, man. How have you put yourself last in the past? Luis.
What's going on, bud?
What's up, man?
Hey, what's up?
How have you put yourself?
Not much, man. What are you up to?
Not much, man.
How have I put myself? Nice. So how have I put myself last? What I find with this one really kind of relates to me is that, you know, we do a lot of the same things, and I tend to find myself always undercharging because I really want to help someone. And the problem that I have is, you know, I want to help someone, but at the same time, by undercharging my services and things, the problem that I have is that it hurts me in the end. And I'm not, you know, I'm stressing out at the end of the month. I'm stressing out at, you know, this or that, and I'm spending way too much time on client stuff, which it doesn't help the rest of, you know, my, you know, like my family or my income or anything like that. So that's what happens is that I'll generally put myself out there first, try to help someone, and not necessarily charge what I should be charging. I don't know if that's kind of along the same lines as that, you know, so it just feels like I'll go out of my way to try to help them and not necessarily myself in the end by not doing that.
So it sounds like ultimately, in an effort to put others first, you're hurting everybody by not having the capacity and capability to help more people at the level that they deserve in that situation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, so it's just, you know, it's, and then, you know, they don't take you as serious or anything like that, so it becomes tough. Yeah, it becomes tough in those situations with that. So just so yeah, that's what kind of rings a bell for me is that, you know, I always put myself last, you know, whether if it's like a leadership or a business thing, that type of stuff. I always tend to find myself always in those predicaments where I'm like, I want to help somebody, but not able to ask for what I need in return. You know, so you know,
That's a really good point.
You know, that way I'm.
All right, let's hear from Jamie. How have you put yourself last?
Well, in terms of like kind of what got me into my fitness rut, is having two kids, and my husband, you know, he's really into fitness and working out and everything. And so on nights, you know, we do CrossFit, and so on nights whenever there are different CrossFit times, you know, he'd be like, you know, do you want to go first or you want me to go first? And like, we know whoever ends up working out first is definitely going to get to work out. Whoever has to go second at the next class may not even make it to the gym if the other person doesn't get back in time. So I usually tell him just to make sure he can get his workout in, for him to go ahead and go first, just so I know he's going to get what he needs, knowing that I'm probably not going to get what I need in that, you know, because I end up focusing on dinner and getting the kids ready for bed and stuff like that. So making sure that he gets to the gym and putting my gym needs second has kind of caused me to get into a rut for a while where I just started to say, well, I'll just start working out at home, and then I never would, and just kind of, you know, snowball from there.
So what has the cost of that been to you?
Yo-yoing with my weight, never actually getting it in any kind of healthy zone, and brought me to you guys. So I mean, like, I just to the point where I couldn't do it on my own because I felt like I was just in a ongoing circle, never ending. So I needed to change something.
So you're putting yourself first now.
Yes, contacting you guys, that was changing, breaking that cycle.
Awesome, and you're crushing it.
She's down 5 now.
You're doing freaking amazing.
Thank
awesome.
you.
All right, Chris Groupie. how have you put yourself last in the past, and how are you going to put yourself first now?
Well, I never really thought about it until now, but I think in like my past relationships, some ex-girlfriends, I probably put myself last and just did whatever they wanted to do and never really did what I want to do. I think I probably sabotaged some of them by doing that.
You're becoming way more aware now and realizing what you deserve in your life. Yeah?
Yeah.
That's awesome, dude. Freaking proud of you, man. So how are you going to put yourself first moving forward?
Just try to find someone who's more in line with my lifestyle now, and it's not
Try? You say try?
Oh, I will.
You will.
Yes,
That's right. You listening to that book I sent you?
I've been listening a little bit here and there.
Good. Listen to it. It's good,
Okay.
man. You're doing awesome, dude. Proud of you.
Thanks.
All right. DJ, how have you put yourself last in the past? What does it cost you? And how are you going to put yourself first now?
Man, I would tell you that's going to be probably a pretty easy one. And it all goes back to kind of the nutrition aspect of it. With it's always been just whatever's convenient for like the kids getting dinner or whatever. And I'm always like, oh, okay, cool, let's do it. Now it's cost me pretty much all of my health. That's why I'm talked to you the other day, and now I'm signed up for the whole class and ready to rock this thing. So easy way to do it is I'm going to be the leader of what we're having for dinner, what we're having for breakfast, lunch, snacks, all that the whole way.
Love it, dude. Love it. Freaking pumped for you, man. You're already kicking butt. Just starting out. Love it.
Loving it.
Awesome. All right, let's go to Susan. Susan, how have you put yourself last, and how are you going to put yourself first now? Or how are you putting yourself first now?
I guess the only situations that I'm usually in where that happens is going out with friends to eat, and I just kind of go along with wherever they say, and then I try and modify my food to stay on track. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. It actually hasn't been too awfully hard since March because I haven't been out to eat with friends because nobody's doing that. So I'm, learning to be able to be stronger and not give in to eating what I shouldn't.
I like it. And I challenge you to, instead of saying not give in to eat what I shouldn't, to reword that in choosing to successfully stay on plan. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Just a little tweak in wording, but one's positive, one's negative, right?
Yes.
You are doing so freaking awesome, Susan. We brag about you all the time. Hope you know that. Callie, how have you put yourself last, and how are you going to put yourself first now? What's going to be the benefit of you putting yourself first now?
Well, this has been, you all know my story. I got sober last year, and that was really the first time that I put myself sober. I've put myself first. So, before being in a chef position, I think that was really, the restaurants always set my pace for me, being successful and opening restaurants and blah, blah, blah. And that always took priority even over my family I don't have any children. And so I was always in a kind of a very different situation. But even my parents who lived here in California, when, my brother was killed in a car accident, so I was an only child midlife. And but even with my parents, work always took precedent. And I've lost both of my parents now, so it's really just me. So even going into rehab was really a time for me to say, and when my parents died, I remember when my mom passed away, and I really sat and said, I can do anything I want, and I can't embarrass anybody. There's nobody left to embarrass. I could run around naked and be on the news and do whatever, and nobody's going to call my family and say, hey, did you see your daughter, naked on the news? And it was a very sobering thought, but it was also very freeing. And it was also scary because I realized that what happens in my life is truly solely about me. And that was scary also, because all of a sudden I didn't have any excuses. I didn't have anybody to blame my failure on or the reason why I wasn't doing anything. It was really just about me. And I'm in that position now. It's like my sobriety was totally about me. It wasn't about a spouse. It wasn't about a relationship. It wasn't about a family member. I could choose to spend my time however the fuck I wanted to do it. And to even realize is that even when you have that freedom, it wasn't my natural go-to to do the things that were productive for me. I could choose to sit around and do absolutely nothing also, with all of that freedom to not utilize it in a correct manner. So just because you have the freedom to do it doesn't mean that you'll do it, and that's interesting also. That tells you a lot about yourself. So it's like right now, it's like my success is really just about me. I can do whatever I want whenever I want to do it. I'm locked into a quarantine, so I don't have a gym that's open, and I don't have, some of those things as well. But I don't have somebody
you froze
tugging
up.
at me.
Or did I freeze up?
Shit, I think we froze up.
Did we freeze up?
Hello?
Did we freeze up?
Yeah, I think we did. Fuck.
I think we're back. Are
Are
we
we
back?
There?
I
Yes,
see
yes.
some people moving.
Hello?
Okay. Okay, we're back. All
We're
right,
back.
good.
We froze up there for a minute. So what is the benefit and driving force of you putting yourself now?
Me.
You put
I mean, it's really, it's me, I'm not in a relationship at this point. I choose not to be in a relationship at this point, and it's really me. I succeed for me, and I fail for me also, and that's a real powerful thing. It's like when I wake up in the morning, I'm like, the thing that I say to myself is, what are you going to do today for you? What are you going to do? Are you going to do it, or are you not going to do it? Because the only person that I am accountable to ultimately is myself. I'm not trying to get a great body for a partnership, although that's a type of relationship that I want. So I can't ask for it if I'm not willing to do it. That's kind of where I am. If I don't have it myself, if I don't have things in my life that are important to me, I can't expect somebody else to have that, or to even, I don't think that I will attract it. I'm not going to attract something that I am not, so that's kind of it, is that this is the year of, it's all about me, all about
Love
me.
it. It's powerful, and you're kicking butt so far. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right. Derek, what's up, man? How have you put yourself last, and how are you putting yourself first now?
Kind of like Mr. Groupie, past 10 years of my relationship marriage, I put myself last, provided for the family, paid for everything. Went through a big divorce, lost $3 million, and then I'm here now. So,
And what's going to be the benefit of putting yourself first now, Derek?
my health and everything, and my businesses and my new relationships and everything. I mean, I just put myself first now instead of paying for everybody's law school and schooling and everything. And at the end of the day, that's it. But, you know, I didn't lose anything much of value, though. I mean, it was just things that you can make back. Now I got to get back on my feet and continue again, which I'm doing slowly.
And you're kicking butt, and you got the knowledge.
Right.
You got the knowledge, and that can't be taken away. You can redo that again.
Yeah, I can do it just like my eyes are like with lights off. I can see it perfectly.
It's awesome, man. Freaking proud of you, dude. You're crushing it.
Or thanks.
All right, let's see. Dusty, how have you put yourself last in the past? How are you putting yourself first now, and what's been the benefit?
I think I put my patients first and attended to them when I should have, someone else could have done it. And I think it cost me my health because the last year and a half that I was working, I was essentially on call 24/7. So if I wasn't working, then I was mentally working. And so it, I think that cost me in the long run. Although, I mean, it wasn't all negative, or I wouldn't have done it, but because, you know, certainly developed, you know, just like a family, you develop relationships. And so there is some positive strokes if you were. There are some positive strokes to that, but there is a cost to that as well. And so weighing that. And so really it's partially enforced, but I've had an opportunity to go back and do what I was doing, but I really chose to take care of me and not do that anymore because it cost me my health.
So what's been the benefit of putting yourself first now?
Well, I've lost weight. I did end up having cancer, but I was in, and my doctor agrees that had I not taken that time to put myself first as far as exercise and changing my diet and losing weight, that I would have been in much worse circumstance than I was when I was diagnosed. So my recovery has been much quicker than it has been for many people.
That is amazing. You continue to amaze me. All right. Michael Keener. Yourself last in the past. How are you putting yourself first now? What's the benefit?
In the past, you know, putting myself last, whether it was, you know, leading my Marines in combat, making sure they had the things they needed before I had the things I needed, or, you know, family, you know, doing things with family, always making sure I was helping take care of them, making sure that they, you know, helping them out before helping myself out, and not worrying about myself too much, and about my health and things like that, and making sure I was helping them in the ways I could. You know, was hurting myself health-wise. And then, you know, last year, when you all was doing the one-on-one, I started taking care of myself over, over and just not worrying about everybody else. And, I kind of got back into, a bad habit of not taking care of myself physically with what I'm watching, with what I've been putting in my body food wise and working out since, everything had been closing down and hard to get certain foods. But now, I'm able to, I'm getting myself back to where I was before, so I can mentally be better, and also getting the right foods in my body and choosing the right foods. And that way I can continue being a leader for my family and showing them, the progress that I make through this program, that they can do the same thing and still, do everything else that they're doing now.
Love it. Love it, Michael. Proud of you, dude. All right. Autumn.
She's coming.
Hey.
How do you put yourself last, and how are you going to put yourself first now?
Well, I think kind of what you said, just as examples, when you were first started talking about this, like having having kids, small children especially, I feel like not only do I feel like I'm always putting them first, but then I also kind of sabotage myself because I allow myself to feel like guilty and like shame for things, as a mom. So it's kind of like a never-ending cycle with that. But putting myself first, the first step, like just like Jamie said, was like calling you guys and like figuring this out and just doing it. Cause like, my daughter's almost 3 and I've had really bad postpartum depression, and my life was never like that before. I was the most positive person. I never experienced anxiety or anything like that before I had kids. And then once I did it, it's like just like the chemical balance in my body is totally different, just like it is with all moms. And so, I don't mean it as an excuse. It's just, it is what it is. And I have to like just figure out how to push through it. So putting myself first is talking to you guys and acknowledging that like I've let myself get to this point, and just what I'm gonna do is follow your plan and do what I can to lose some weight, and I think everything will fall in line after that. Kind of just like what you guys were saying, putting myself first, the discipline will allow me to have better time management. It'll allow me to be more there for my kids, not just physically but mentally. So that's my plan.
Love it. Joe, how about you?
Yo, kind of the same as Autumn. Once I became a father, my whole world shifted even more so than just becoming a husband. And, everything's not about me. I think it was DJ kind of said, when it's time to get the kids fed, like, you just do what you got to do. And if you're out and about, like, drive-thrus are easy and quick, and they'll eat it. And it's whatever.